At 7:19, millions of Americans are about to get a federally mandated raise. But will it help or hurt the economy? This Friday, the federal minimum wage will increase from $6.55 an hour to $7.25 per hour. For workers in Florida, the increase will amount to a 4-cent raise. CPA Howard Dvorkin here this morning to tell us who the winners and the losers are in this wage hike in this segment, sponsored by Consolidated Credit Counseling Services. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Looking good this morning.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. I'm fantastic. But okay, so this is the final wage hike in a 3-step process passed by Congress a couple years ago. 4 cents for Florida. Who are the winners and losers here?
It's not that much, but frankly, what you have is people that are barely over the poverty level. 4 cents a minute or 4 cents an hour is not a lot of money, but it has a lot of implications nationally because it's really almost a 10% hike on the minimum wage. So what we're talking about is the cost of goods are going to go up because the labor is going to cost more. Also, the economy is teetering, so there's a lot of problems going on right now in the economy, and this is just going to add to it. And the third thing is that businesses may not be in good shape and may cut back hours or may even fail because of it.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that because with businesses shelling out more cash, I mean, layoffs are at an all-time high. I read an article, high of 26 years. In 26 years, shelling out more cash, is this going to be more layoffs?
Well, it could be, and you don't know, but chances are there will be more layoffs down the road. It's a bad time to roll this out, and Congress should have thought about this and maybe put a hold on this until the economy improves. It sounds good on the surface, people getting a raise. And let's face it, these people are not living large on a 4-cent raise or even on $7.25 because Florida has its own minimum wage, and federally they have their minimum wage, and depending on the state, employers have to pay the higher of the two. So people aren't going to get the boost in Florida, but it may end up costing them elsewhere where it wouldn't if this wasn't implemented.
Oh, okay. So if there's a lot of college students maybe looking for summer jobs right now, and frankly, I mean, you've seen the job fairs. Everybody's looking for a job right now. So is this increase going to help or hurt their chances?
It's going to hurt their chances. Unfortunately, people are going to sit there and take a second look. Do we really need to hire that high school kid? Or, more importantly, in fast food businesses, we see there may be a reduction in labor, and overall, to save money, employers may end up taking and reducing hours available for people to work at. This looks on the surface as a great thing for consumers, but when you look at the implications, it could be a devastating impact to our economy.
Yeah, earlier in the morning we were talking about how the recession may be coming to an end in 2010. In your practice, you know, you counsel a lot of people getting their credit back on track. Where do you see it going right now?
I see probably 3 to 5 years more problems going on in this country. And we may come out of it towards the end of this year, but it's going to be a very, very slow journey to prosperity again. America went through some great times, and this is a cyclical time in our economy, and sometimes the economy goes up and sometimes it goes down, but the reality is people need to make sure that they're focused on the right things and conserve their cash for the future.
So we knew this wage increase was coming. It's the third step in the boost passed by Congress a couple years ago. So critics are saying the timing is really awkward. When would have been, you know, can you comment on when would be good timing? I mean, 3 to 5 years, you said.
When the economy is doing well, employers can handle an increase. Maybe not a 10% increase, maybe a 5% increase. This is a problem and could have devastating impacts nationally, not so much in Florida, because Florida is one of those states that has a higher minimum wage than the federal minimum wage. But it is a problem, and it could have some devastating impacts to our economy, the cost of goods, and frankly, a reduction in labor overall.
Do you think the key is, you've mentioned this before, is saving still? Do you believe that people can save? I mean, how do you start saving if you think you have no room to spare?
Everybody can save. I mean, there are so many cuts that people can make in their budgets on a daily basis. Just look at what you're spending and think about it. People need to think about what they spend money on. And if they take the time and the energy to do that, they will be fine, because they will find at least 10% of their budget can be reduced.
I like when you talk about saving because it encourages me. I'm still trying to do it, Howard. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.
All righty, you can learn more about Howard and his services on southflorida.com/money. Howard has great tips on how to clean up your credit score as well. Go there.